This is a joint message from the Department of Public Safety and the Federal Child Welfare Bureau. Please do not panic. There is no active threat at this time. This is a precautionary advisory regarding a recent psychological anomaly observed in children across several districts. We ask that parents, guardians, and school staff pay close attention to the following guidance. A pattern has emerged during bedtime hours. Children between the ages of 4 and 12 have been reporting vivid dreams directly tied to bedtime stories told by male parental figures. These are not isolated incidents. Across multiple counties, children have begun reciting the same story, word for word, despite no known shared source. The narrative always begins the same way. Once upon a time, before you were born, you lived in the walls. Parents have reported feeling uneasy while reading or remembering the story, describing moments of disorientation or déjà vu. In nearly every case, the father claims not to remember telling it at all, only that they had to. When pressed, several fathers have stated the same phrase, "It was his turn to remember." These statements were not made under duress or hypnosis. They were spoken plainly, as if reciting instructions from a page they could not see. Children who hear the story begin to change by the second night. They speak less, stare longer. Several have been observed standing by walls for extended periods, placing their palms flat against the surface and whispering to it. One child in Lansing was found inside the drywall of her bedroom. She was unharmed, but her pupils were completely white, and her mouth was full of plaster. When asked how she got in, she replied, "I never left." The story continues to spread, but there is no book, no known recording. It is passed from father to child verbally, as if remembered from somewhere else. Fathers who do not remember telling it will begin to dream about narrow places, crawling spaces behind vents, within floorboards, between walls. Several have reported hearing their children's voices from inside those spaces, even when the child was still asleep in the room. By the third night, the story changes. It becomes specific. The child begins to tell you the story. You will not recognize the words, but they will sound familiar. You may feel sick. You may feel cold. These are symptoms of return. It is recommended that you do not listen to the end of the story under any circumstance. Those who hear the final line have been found in closets, crawl spaces, attics, silent, smiling, facing the wall. We have identified the final line through interviews with survivors. It is not a sentence. It is a location. The last thing they say before crawling into the dark is always the same. You remember now. Go back to your place in the story. This message will not repeat. Do not read to your child tonight. Do not ask your father what he used to tell you. And if you remember the story before someone tells it to you, you were never supposed to leave the walls.